Alright, here we are. Welcome to another game of Age of Empires. So, it's been a little bit, obviously. Oh, turn off Fog of War. So, I hadn't put up a video for a little bit, and I was playing some other games. Unfortunately, there were like 5 or 6 games that I played previously that, after the update, the video replay got messed up. So I did complete a few more games. Coming into this one, I was 7-5 in ranked play. I had a couple of wins as Goths with the previous balance, where I did essentially just the mass militia rushes. I also lost with that once, and I also lost with Indians once, and won with Indians once, I believe. So, anyways, I'm ranked. I'm a little over 1,000. I forget exactly what I was going into this game. So, yeah, I'm in the red. I am playing as the Koreans. I'm going against a player called TCT. He is playing as the Tatars. And, so this is on, of course, Golden Swamp. This was kind of a strategy that I thought would be a good one for this map, and I played it against the AI some because obviously this is a new map in the map pool. So I wanted to get acquainted with it, but the basic idea is take control of the center with towers, which obviously Koreans are very good with their towers, and then they also have a solid navy, so you can take control of the center with towers and hopefully use the towers also to help control the water, and then use your navy to really get a stranglehold on the water, and then go from there. And hypothetically that would be a good strategy. There's going to be some things that go awfully wrong here. So here is the first one. One villager down. So I've actually learned, supposedly, that happens if you click into the town center. So you actually have to click beyond the town center. Because if you click back into the town center, then if they get attacked, they will stop to retaliate. Whereas if you click beyond the town center, they will not do so. Yeah, so anyways, you can see my scouting is going okay here. And I think this game is also a good reminder of why it actually is not a great idea to go on auto scout even after a while. I'm not on it yet, I don't think. I think that I wait a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so there I go. So it's still not on auto scout, but I am gonna put him on auto scout, and he's gonna end up over in the corner of the map when I kind of need him. So yeah, but you can see the villager count pretty similar. I've got one less because I lost a villager to a boar, obviously. So I effectively go here for a fast castle build, and here we are again. Somehow, I mean, yep, I am going to lose this villager. Basically, as much as anything. So not only have I lost 2 villagers, but now I ended up killing both of these rhinos far out away from the town center, which is also not good in making the food collection less efficient. So just all in all, really poor. And I ended up sending 1 extra to wood there that I didn't need to send as well, which isn't good. We are finally coming out here to get a dock built, which is good. But anyways, basically the losing 2 villagers is just a reminder that, you know, even if you think, oh, I'm going to be able to, you know, I can handle doing different things while luring the boar, or in this case rhino. No. If something else comes up while you're luring the boar, just lure the boar. Don't worry about doing the other things, because that's what happened in both cases. So the first time, as you notice, all of my villagers were coming out to try and get all of the water buffalo in. I was like, oh no, I have to stop that, and that's when I got stopped. And then I think I was doing something on the wood line when the second one died. So anyways, so we've got a couple on wood here. We're going to send a few more to stone, and then I think we're going to go up. As you can see, my opponent has gone very aggressive to take control of the center. He's already got a barracks, and he's going to go for a drush. And this scout is going to prove problematic here as well. So, yeah, at this point, I really don't feel good. I'm also housed, which is obviously not good either. I don't feel great about anything because I've lost 2 villagers to boars, but I don't feel awful. We do have a dock up. You know, as you can see, the villager count is actually still even, and he's not on his way to feudal age yet. So I don't feel awful about the situation yet. And if we, yeah, so he does have a higher score than me, obviously, because he hasn't lost 2 villagers. So yeah, I don't feel awful about the situation yet, but I'm going to shortly. So you can see here, so my scout is over here, and it's on auto scouting. So I still don't know for sure where he is. I'm just kind of over here on the other side of the map, and his scout is going to come through here, and also his militia are coming up here. So as you can see, he just doinked all of my water buffalo, and his militia are attacking my fishing ships. So I do realize this. My scout is now coming back. He's attacking my fishing ships. I think he's going to destroy that one. However, I do get clever in a way to have this fishing ship get away. I have this fishing ship come over here to try and catch the water buffalo. And I do catch them, but of course the militia are still close behind. My villagers are under the town center gathering, and my scout is over here. Realistically, I probably should have just sent all of my villagers out here and just fought this, but I don't. So I send my scout in here to try and help keep the water buffalo here, but I mean, there's a degree to which at this point the damage is almost already done. You know, even if I were to get all of these back, I've got a lot of idle time, gonna have to wait for that, and they're gonna kill my scout, and they are gonna get away with these 3. So I only saved 1. And it's at this point that I realize I'm really in a bad way. So now I do just fight with the villagers, which once again, that's what I should have just done from the start. The moment I saw those 2 militia up here, I should have just come up here, fought, and done that. So I do put a tower up here. As defense, once again, too little too late, doesn't really matter, and now we're putting up barracks. So now I know that we're in a bad way, and you can see he's got a now 5 villager lead. My resources are not good, and he's taking control of the center, which I am aware of because I saw he's got a barracks and a house out here. He also killed one of my fishing ships. I mean, just really, we're in a bad way. And here he comes back in with his scout and militia. I'm going to make the right decision this time and just fight them. So we go for the scout first because obviously that's got more mobility. And I put the tower to fight the militia. Then we kill the militia. So once again, this is just what I should have done from the start. So I don't know exactly what he has out on the middle island, so I start my towers here, and I've got 3 on stone. I should have actually had 4 on stone, but the idea here is basically make a tower chain, come out here, take control of the center and such. So I figure, you know, we're behind, not in a good way, probably not going to be able to come back, but I really want to try and execute the plan. So, and I'm also making some fire ships out of the dock, with hopes, of course, of taking control of water. So there's the first tower, here's the second one. And, you know, hindsight is 20/20. Looking back, I did not need to be nearly this cautious. He's not producing anything out of here. He's largely not worried about holding on to the center, or at least certainly didn't do anything to indicate that he was. So, yeah, I could have been, these 2 towers ended up being mostly a waste because of that. But once again, I didn't know. As far as I knew, he was going to produce things out of here, and he was building archery ranges up here as well. So I had to be cautious a little bit. Yeah. So in practice, though, this is actually going to work okay. So he builds a house there, thinking he's going to wall himself in to try and keep him safe. But I've got a tower, so it really doesn't matter. And he's also going to come over here, and he's going to get himself fully walled up. He's not being the fastest. And, you know, admittedly, you look at the way he played, It's like he's only luring his rhinos now. That's a lot of villagers on one lumber camp. You know, not necessarily super meta, but he clearly had a pretty good grasp of what he was doing. And so I come up here, Towers dock, figuring, you know, I'll stop the fishing there. And I have my fire ships come up here to try and destroy his barracks. Now this by him is really smart and something that I need to look for in the future on this map. So he's going to build a dock there, and I think he's going to build 2 more over here. And I'm actually not going to see them because I just don't look for them. And so even though I will take control of the center here and such, he's actually going to keep his fishing up just fine. Now admittedly, once again, it would be hard for me to make more docks and such. My eco is just still so screwed up from that start. You know, so it's all in a rough way, but anyways, I'm still committed to the tower chain. So we're just, and once again, I don't know what he's got. My score is higher than his right now, because he's still in Dark Age, but he's just going for serious Dark Age push, right? So I know that he's not going to have a ton, but at any time I know that he could be. Obviously, once again, he just clicked up, so I actually had a lot more time than I thought I had. So really, I could have built 1 tower here, and then just come forward and started a tower right up here. And also that would have been, I could have maybe even gotten inside before he got his walls up. But once again, that's hindsight 2020. There was really no way for me to know that he was going to go for a 39 pop click up. So I come up here and have them gather a little gold. Because I didn't have enough stone. I probably just shouldn't have bothered with this. I probably should have just built a house or something, because that's 100 wood, and they're gonna go almost right away up to start building more towers. But yeah, so he just builds 3 docks on the side, and I just don't ever see them. So his fishing, he doesn't have a ton of fish, but he has a decent amount, and that's just gonna kind of stay okay. So one of the main benefits potentially to this strategy, which is, you know, taking control of, you know, killing their fish, it's not even going to happen because he just responded right away, came over here, built these 3 docks. And this is also something where it matters. It's frustrating that I got my scout killed, because if I had my scout out running around, I probably could have seen this. And this is going to be the killer. This 1 villager comes over here, builds a barracks. He's also going to build an archery range. And eventually a castle, and that's all going to be from that 1 villager. And I just don't see it. Ever. So, yeah. Which is obviously going to be frustrating. So, we build another tower up here. Now I don't have enough stone, so I start to come back here, and then I realize. So, really shouldn't have even bothered building that. And just in general, not... So, I have control of the center pretty clearly, right? And I just don't take advantage of it. I don't move anybody out here. You know, I should have been more quick to come out here. It's fairly, also from a basic perspective, I've got a bunch of towers out here. I've got like nothing back here, so this is fairly safe. So I should have just moved my gold production out there. But overall, still going okay. We've got towers up here. Let's shoot at some of his farms to mess with them, and I'm producing archers back home in pretty good numbers. Once again, though, all I had to do, come over here with some archers, or anything, and this is 1 villager, he's not even at full health, scout with my fishing ships, my fire ships are doing nothing, just send them over here, just see what's up, investigate if he has any more docks. I probably will see this from the shore, and then I can send my archers right over here. Instead, they walk right through the center, which once again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but just in general, it kind of ties into something I've talked about with my play before, where my scouting is not good enough. And while in this case, my scouting wasn't terrible, considering that I lost my scout, but just in general, I need to keep a better sort of map presence, if that makes sense. This tower, in a certain way, wasn't the worst idea, but pretty stupid. You know, there's nothing here. Like, there's literally nothing in range of it. I think I just kind of built it just to build it. You know, should have started to come over here or something, and there really was no reason for that tower there. It doesn't range anything. He literally has nothing there. Yeah, so here come the archers, which once again is fine. You know, we've ended up not being too far behind. He's obviously on his way to Castle Age already, but once again, he's doing all this with one villager that's low health, a single low health villager. I do any amount of extra scouting to find him, and none of this happens. Also, here's another mistake. So I have my archers attack the corner wall, which, in case you didn't know, even if you destroy this, I will not be able to get in. So I take longer than I needed to, and this is going to give him the opportunity to start creating some skirmishers to try and counter me. So obviously he's in Castle Age. I know that he's ahead of me, but I'm not necessarily. I'm actually feeling okay about this because I don't know that he has these docks over here. I don't know that this is here. So I'm actually thinking, you know, we're putting some pressure on him. You know, I still know that I'm behind the 8 ball because of the way that the game started, but I don't feel terrible. So you can see he produced some skirmishers, and they're now elite skirmisher. I've got feudal age archers. Not great. Also, just from that early start, I mean, I just don't have enough wood. Hypothetically, I've got multiple docks out here. I'm producing lots of ships in an ideal situation, but I just don't have the wood to do it hardly. And I'm trying to get my farm eco going up, and it just really, that start just really set me behind. And anyway, so once again, so we're doing okay. I'm doing some little micro, you know, being a micro nerd, call me Viper. I decided that tower is too far up, so I decided to build one back here to be more conservative, and I'm trying to ward off. I'm not sure why he wasn't more aggressive in just sending these skirmishers up here, because at this point, because I, you know, being the genius I am, I build this tower in such a way so that only one of my villagers can work on it, and now my archers can't get out, because I am intelligent. So he could have just sent these skirmishers up there. I mean, so that's, what, 6 elite skirmishers, and I've got 8 feudal age archers. So I'm pretty sure if he had just sent them up there, he could have just killed them and made this a lot easier on himself. And now he's going to drop a castle there, and once again, I don't see it. I don't see any of this. I've got my ships standing over here doing things which are largely unhelpful. I suppose having the fire ships help open up a slightly wider gap in the wall was helpful, but largely unhelpful. So anyways, I mean, he's not dealing with this perfectly. He really could have, I mean, especially with the 2 knights here, that's four elite skirmishers, 2 knights. He could have pretty easily killed these archers the moment they came in. And I don't have murder holes, so he could just use those knights to kill the towers probably too. Although I do have a decent chain, so it might not be super easy. But yeah, so sending the 1 archer in, and the 1 knight in when you've got more, not ideal. But overall, he's not panicking. Like, it's not like he panic dropped his castle back here. He's staying committed to the idea. He's producing forward, and he's just kind of extra walled up to try and keep himself safe. And he's still, you know, his economy is still going. He hasn't panicked. He just retreated back from his town center. And he also, he's made a siege workshop, which obviously will help in pushing these towers out. So his only real mistake is that when he had these skirmishers and both knights, he could have just pushed those archers right away, and he could have pretty easily killed them right when he came in. But other than that, he's actually doing a pretty nice job, even if he's not necessarily playing in the most, you know, the most meta style. So here comes the mangonel, and that's a frustration because I kind of just didn't see it necessarily. The towers did attack it there, but it's going to do some pretty big damage because I'm just not going to see it later on. Yep, so just 1 villager, all of this. I do any amount of extra scouting, you know, build an outpost over here, send literally anything over here. And by the way, I still have not taken any advantage of the fact that I control the center. I haven't even sent any more villagers out here to collect gold. Ideally, I would have a town center out there. And once again, he's got 7 fishing ships doing their thing. So we do kill 1 mangonel. He's got another one. And once again, though, I'm not looking. There goes 2 of my villagers. I do realize at that point and save this last one, but now that's my last forward villager, and there he goes. So, I mean, I do still have those. I did create some turtle ships. Why I created turtle ships, I'm not totally sure. I was hoping that there would be more use for them. Mostly I think they're cool. And here we go. He is on my wood line, and he's killed several villagers, and I still don't even realize that he's here. Because I'm just not that aware. You can see my guys, oh, they're just working along. And I think it's right about here that I finally realize. Nope, not yet. Still haven't realized. There we go. And my response is wrong. I panic build the tower. And yeah, so he effectively with initially 3 and then a few more. But effectively with 3 cavalry archers, he's going to pretty much ruin my economy. And once again, so he killed all my villagers. And that mangonel is going to, because my tower is shooting at the town center instead of the mangonel, so he's going to slowly whittle down that tower. Now he's got numbers, and he's creating keshiks behind this. And I create some spearmen, but the reality is I just was not prepared for anything coming back. And for what it's worth, no, not to say, oh, well, I knew this was going to happen or this was purposeful in any way. Would have been helpful for me to just, you know, build a wall there. In fact, it's actually pretty stupid that I didn't, because it was pretty close to being completed anyways. I could have easily gotten that gold in there. As you can see, he's just laid waste to my military, to my economy. You know, once again, not exactly great army management from him. You know, so he has lost all of his cavalry archers. I just had my villagers attack one over here. He lost a few to the town center, but I still have it walled up here. I don't even complete this tower, and here come the keshiks. I still don't know for sure that that's where they're coming from. Over here, once I see the keshiks is why I know for sure, okay, he definitely built a castle over here. But yeah, so here come the keshiks. They're going to go straight to that wood line, and once again, I just don't see them. Meanwhile, there goes my tower, and then because I'm back paying attention back to my land, they're just going to kill my, or attacking the farm instead of the mangonel. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so if we just attacked the mangonel instead of the farm, would have probably been able to kill them all, but that's whatever. So you can see he's just wasting all of my economy again. And once again, not necessarily the best army management here. He's losing some guys under the town center for reasons that are, you know, he doesn't necessarily need to. Now, I am curious if we go over to him. Maybe I should have tried to hold on a little longer, because he does not have a ton of resources. But I mean, he's putting a town center up there. I'm really in a bad way. His food eco is pretty badly messed up from my push, but at this point he's pushed me all the way out. Yeah, so. But I mean, yeah, he's just got his guys attacking the town center there. So obviously I'm gonna kill those eventually, but he's got some more horse archers. But yeah, his food eco is pretty badly messed up. But he's producing a bunch more horse archers. That's one of the reasons his food is so low. So yeah, I mean, he's got 6 in each of these archer ranges coming out. So yeah, probably not. And he's got a bunch of gold. And now that he's pushed me out, yeah, he's restarting his food eco's getting back up. So yeah, probably the right decision, because obviously I am going to call the GG in a moment here. I don't know exactly how long I wait. I finally come out here with the town center, start taking the gold, but that literally only just happened. And then at this point, you look at my eco. I still have some resources. I've got some gold, but I mean, now he's killing my wood again, and I just was not prepared for this. So once again, though, as I was saying earlier, not that I knew this was going to happen, or this was at all according to plan. Still screw it. But I was aware that I was leaving myself very open back at home. How stupid is this? I set my gather point over there, so and there obviously I called a GG instead of just having the spearmen attack them, which he got to them because he wasn't, you know, it's not like this is some great micro player, so I could have just had him attack, and he probably could have, they're low enough health, I probably could have killed at least one. But you know, when I went forward, I was aware that, you know, after the start that I had, I knew I was behind, so I decided to just go forward, just kind of say, you know, if he gets military out around, that'll just kind of be that. Like, I did know that going in, but still very stupid to not, you know, literally, like, start it here, build a wall there, build a wall here, and this is pretty much walled up anyways. And, I mean, he first came in with horse archers. Those aren't getting through walls very quickly. So I do that, and we're in much better shape. So, I mean, on one hand, I do feel bad about it because this is a strategy that I put some effort into figuring out, and I totally blew it by losing 2 villagers to boars, and then letting him take all of my water buffalo, and just. But on the other hand, you know, I think in practice, the concept still looks okay. Like, I did successfully take the center. I did successfully apply some pretty good early pressure, even though he probably could have pushed it back sooner than he did. The issue is, first off, I just need to be more aware. And once again, the center I've talked about before. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 docks over here. And, like, I mean, he's even transitioned all the way into fish traps over here. So just, you know, send anything over here. I find all of this, and I think if I do that, because he never did create any military on sea, and as you can see, now he's got decent amounts of wood now, but he was using a lot of his wood for his cavalry archers and upgrades. So once again, this was 1 villager over here initially. So if I come over here at all, I think that I've got a good chance. If I kill that villager and keep an eye on any of that, I think I've got a pretty good chance to actually even up. So yeah, well played to my opponent. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of tale of two. There's kind of the 2 different sides, you know, where on one hand I feel bad because I did some pretty bad scripts, but on the other hand I feel a little less bad because the basic concept was not necessarily terrible. I just made some very fixable screw-ups, like not losing 2 villagers when you're gathering the boar. Actually, you know, having any sense of, well, he's probably not going to just let me take out his 1 dock. You know, let's make sure that he hasn't docked anywhere else. It's not that big a lake. It won't take very long. And also, you know, finish walling up because your opponent's probably going to sneak something around. So, on one hand, I feel bad because I made some bad mistakes, but on the other hand, I don't feel too bad because they're fixable mistakes for going forward. So, that's going to be the end of this. I will see you next time. I've got another game that I'm going to be able to go over right away. So, I will see you then. Stay beautiful.